Hey YouTube, Townhouse Gardener here. It is June 5th, I believe. It is a wonderful Wednesday morning. The sun is about to rise over those buildings, and it's about 6 o'clock or so, 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I wanted to do this before the sun came up, because once it does, it glares so bad. So anyway, I'm going to try and go through this quick. This is my third time doing this, and every time it's been like 25 minutes. So, I don't know, either I'm really slow or I just got a lot to show. Anyway, alright, dill seeds planted here, thyme, chocolate, or not chocolate mint, cinnamon basil, salvia on each end with radishes in the middle, chocolate mint. I had these barrels here in hopes to catch rainwater. Hasn't rained really in like a week and a half or 2 weeks now. So my rain barrel is empty and I'm just trying to up my water supply. It didn't really work, as you can see. I don't have anything in them. Alright, right here is my spinach is gone. So it is my onions, and I have some voluntary Swiss chard plants. Same thing for over here. Onions and Swiss chard. Basil, onions, basil. I got a sunflower here. My lettuce is gone, that was in this box. This one has Swiss chard. And I actually just planted some, I forget what the variety is called, but it's supposed to be a spinach that can handle the summer. So I planted that in this box in between the Swiss chard, as well as in this one, I believe a little bit in that one. As far as these center boxes, my watermelon is doing great. It's starting to have some vines come off of it. I got 2 of them. I'm just going to let that go onto the path. These, I ended up having to, one of my squash down here, I have a squash on it now, but the plant really isn't that big, especially in comparison to that. This one was planted the same exact time is the big one over here. This one I've actually pruned just because a lot of leaves were damaged, so I took them off. But the thing is just massive. One leaf is as big as this whole plant. So anyway, I pulled out the one that I had right here because it didn't have any fruit on it, and I ended up going and replanting some squash seeds. So, and pretty much how they go is watermelon on the end, zucchini, 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 which all those seeds are coming up. I have squash here, of course squash still here. In this one and this one I have mini bell peppers. I just thought they would be fun to try. I know it's really late in the season considering it's beginning of June, but whatever, it's an experiment. I got okra, lavender, my loofah, which I have traveling up this, blueberry plant, which has blueberries on it. Not very many, but anyway, nonetheless, it still has them. My Brussels sprouts, which I ended up taking a lot of the bottom leaves off of. So, but they have Brussels sprouts on them. They're not headed up yet, but they do have them. My onions, which I've been topping them. I need to cut them again. My sunflowers right here, which are, I'm 6 feet tall. These are probably about 5.5 feet. And then I have green beans down at the bottom. Strawberries, looking very green. Doing great as far as that goes, just not any strawberries. I'm pretty sure these are June bearing. I put a mix of everbearing and June bearing, but I guess the everbearing ones only gave me 1 strawberry, and then the June bearing ones are still to come. My mammoth sunflower, which I have a mammoth sunflower here, as well as right down here. The mammoth sunflower is roughly about maybe 4 or 5 inches tall now. In this bed, I have my, let me see, cayenne, cowhorn, jalapeno, Marconi, red chili, giant jalapeno, and then these are Anaheims. And I actually have peppers all over pretty much all of them now, which is pretty cool. I have okra back there. Oh, my tomatoes. Can't forget about tomatoes. These are my 2 cherry tomato plants that I got from Home Depot. They are roughly, I don't know, maybe 2.5 feet tall, 3 feet tall. I have this one over here, which isn't as tall, but this is my gypsy that I grew from seed. The thing is just loaded with flowers. There are tons of flowers all over it. Got a very, let's see if I can get it. Got a really small tomato right there that's starting. But the star of my show is the cherry tomato plant, the heirloom plant that I grew from seed. Because it used to be like this, like 3 weeks ago, this tall. And now the thing had just skyrocketed above my initial support, so I'm glad that I have the string. And the thing is, well, here, let me see. I am 6 feet tall, or 6'3", and this thing is almost as tall as me. So it is probably around 5.5 or so. Because the top of this fence is right around 6, maybe just an inch shorter. But yeah, this thing is ridiculous, and it has just cherry tomatoes all over it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, actually there's another one up top, 8 sets right now. So I probably have, I think that would be about 48, or no, not 48, 6 times 8, whatever, it's early, 45, 40 something, I don't know, I think 48, 48 cherry tomatoes on the one plant. I got my okra back there. My cucumbers are doing awesome. They're just climbing away. They're probably about 4 feet tall now, 4.5. These are pickle bush on the left, that's why they're shorter. And then these ones that are all pretty much the same height are Sumters. I have, let me see, 3 more jalapeno plants. I have a bell pepper, a jalapeno, a yellow bell pepper. I have, these are all green bell peppers and yellow bell peppers. Somebody in one of my last videos too asked me how I showed my trellis supports, how I have the wires going across, strings hanging down from it, and they asked me how I did my bottoms. Pretty much, I put string in line with the plants just to attach. It was just cheap string, real easy to do. It took me maybe 10 minutes. I just put some screws in at the end of each one, and then pretty much I just weaved it back and forth. And real simple. So it was just quick and easy. Over here, oh, I also have my voluntary Swiss chard plant, which I'll probably be cutting some off of soon to put in my juices. Raspberry plant, doing great. I've been pulling some raspberries off of it, which are very tasty. Over here, I have purple bell peppers, black beauty eggplant, 2 serrano peppers in the back, hot banana pepper, and then 3 sweet banana peppers. These banana peppers grow super fast. Like, look at this thing. The thing has gotten so big. I think it's ready, but I'm not completely sure, so that's why I've left it. But I'm definitely ready to try it. Alright, so there's peppers, Rutgers, excuse me, Rutgers over here, which has a good amount of tomatoes all over it. I know that this is a determinant, Everything else I grew was indeterminate. And my Brandywine over here, I have two. The Rutgers that I had here was all branch. It didn't have any sets on it at all. So I pretty much took that one out, put it in the compost, and I used the string from that plant. I moved it over to make it into a support just for another branch. So that way I can have more tomatoes. So the Brandywines are doing good. Over here I have my kale, basil. I have some purple basil over here, which I don't know if you can see this or not. But this was 3 little plants that I got for like $1. They looked like they were pretty much gonna die when I got them. But I figured it'd be fun just to try and see if I can revive them. And they seem to be coming back pretty good, so I use a lot of compost tea, and that's pretty much it actually. Besides the bone meal. I put bone meal in it when I planted it, and I always sprinkle it on top. Let me see, rosemary, marigolds, oregano, sunflowers over here with green beans on the bottom again. And these ones are actually, I got some heads about to form. And I was wondering, in between, there are all these. If it'll focus. Come on. There are all these. Does that mean that's gonna be another head? Or does that mean leaves? Or it looks like it was just like what the top one looked like. So I don't know if this was gonna be like just covered with little sunflowers going down, or what. These are just an heirloom variety that I got from Baker Creek, but they are lemon heads. So we'll see, I guess. My soybeans in the back, green beans in the front. I got my sugar snap peas over here, which are starting to die off. Still looking pretty green. Like I want to go and pick some more of this, but they're just turning yellow, and some plants are just died off and everything else. So I don't want to pick it because I want to save the seeds. This plant did awesome. So I'm just kind of see how it goes. This is my last potato bucket. Doing good. It's actually about to flower, which would be pretty cool. I've never seen that one before. Well, at least not in person. Then again, I've never grown potatoes before this year either, so that's not really saying much. My squash plant is just loaded with them inside. I just cut one yesterday when I got home from dinner. Actually, I harvested a bucket of potatoes because it was dead on the top. I harvested a bucket of potatoes. I harvested a squash, and I cut some rosemary. And I made a grilled squash, potatoes, and steak with some rosemary on the potatoes. And yeah, it was delicious. So there's that. My loofah, couple new additions. My loofah plant here, I have this one here, which I have this cage, as you can see, and I have a cage over here which it's climbing up. And what I did, because I want this to have plenty of room, I'm in a townhouse. I don't have it, although I've been able to fit quite a bit of stuff back here. I can't grow wide. I just don't have the space, especially because I don't want to take over this grass area. So I have to grow vertical. So over here, what I have done is, you got the cage, you got some string attached to it, and going up, I have a clothesline that runs across 2 strings and attaches to this 2x4 that I attached to my fence post. It's got just a little PVC fitting over on the back with a clamp to hold it, and I just ran it across. And then I have 2 more strings coming down to the top of this to attach to these plants that are climbing, in hopes that I will have one string per plant per side. Well, actually it's kind of two plants are going to share one of these. So I'm hoping that it's going to climb enough and kind of just combine in the middle, and then just have the loofah and the flowers and everything else just coming down showing. But we'll kind of see how it goes. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does, that's going to be super cool. So I have my corn, which initially I planted from here over. So I planted 36 corn, and only 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 of them germinated. These seeds suck. So I went ahead and I planted the rest of them. I'm just really not a fan of burpee seeds that much. I found that it really is kind of just like a hit or miss. But anyway, it's my own fault. I should have ordered them. But here is my rooted tomato plant, or my sucker. It's been in here for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks now. So it's starting to do really good. I gotta pull off those flowers though. It's formed flowers. Over here, my buckets, which I used to have the potatoes in, now have watermelon seeds. This watermelon plant also came right out of the ground when I planted it initially. So I want to see, because this squash plant was the same way and it was stunted so much, that I wanted to plant watermelon seeds in these and have them come up, and then I will attach string going up to my wires to do vertical watermelons. They're the sugar babies, so they're small. They're not going to be real heavy ones or anything. But that is the goal with that. So that's a new addition. Compost pile. I need to get a bin to put all this stuff in. It's just the pile's getting big, and it's going to be kind of disgusting here in a little bit. Especially right around my wood pile. I don't want to give it any wood bugs or anything. My voluntary tomato plant has flowers all over it, so that'll be cool. And last, I'm not going to go around front, just keep the video shorter, but here is my side. Everything's doing great. I've harvested my kale a few times because I've been juicing a lot lately, and I got some zucchini flowers. Yeah, and over here, this is actually pretty much carrot remains from my juicing. That's what all the orange is. So anyway, here is my update for the beginning of June. Hope you all enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any advice that you think could help me, let me know that as well. Other than that, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful Wednesday morning. Let's see if it's coming up yet. Not quite. But that's okay. It'll be up probably in the next 5-10 minutes. So, thank you for watching. Bye. Hey everybody. I just did a little bit of a pruning on my cucumber plants. And look at these flowers. You couldn't even tell how many there was before. There are so many of them. Male, female, I mean, of course, but there are so many males, or females, sorry. I have so many cucumbers starting. So, just wanted to do this real quick, just to show you. I just want the leaves off the ground, so I started cutting them up. And then, I'm not really sure how to prune these yet, so I'm going to go ahead and look up a couple other videos. So, I pretty much just cutting the leaves that were touching. Anyway, so here is my flowers, and here is the sun. So, anyway, finally came up. So, here's a little addition. Thanks for watching. Bye.